Writing Course talk shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. With me today is Amanda Marie, Robin Snow, Carol Ann Cooper. Carol Ann Cooper, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you, Nomsa, and good afternoon from London, UK. And as the writing facilitator, what I do is I support women in becoming more productive with their writing by connecting them with their deeper innate ability to write. But more importantly, they experience free-flowing writing. They experience an unlocking of the writer within and getting their book written, getting their story written, because you cannot publish what isn't written. And all of this has come about through my own journey of unlocking the writer within. So, Amanda, perhaps if you'd like to introduce yourself, please.
Good morning from Canada. I am a teacher, an author, and an illustrator, and I help people find their creative capacities within themselves. And I'm the founder of Art, Mindfulness, and Creativity. Robin?
Awesome. My name is Robin. I'm the owner director of Glow Yoga Kids here in Edmonton. So we go around, we share yoga in schools, in daycare centers, in birthday parties, everything kind of all over Edmonton and area. I'm also an author, and yeah, it's super fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies. So our topic today is how building a community is a key to running a successful business. And Robin, you chose this topic. Could you please explain to our audience why did you choose this topic and the story behind it?
My kitty, sorry about that. Yeah, honestly, I think just because I have been running my business for quite some time, and I have noticed in the past that certain businesses that I've come in connection with really struggle with this concept and find that they actually have less success and less growth because they're really, really focused on, I guess, just the money aspect versus like really building the community that it takes in order for a business to grow and flourish. And so I guess that was the biggest reason why I wanted to share and why I wanted to talk about it, just because I found, at least with Glow, that our community and building community within our classes, with our parents, with our clients has been kind of the number one in making sure that we're number one on like Google and all of those great things. So yeah, that's kind of why I was thinking we should have a discussion about it.
I love what you've just said there, because that really, I can feel myself going, yeah, I resonate with that. It's like every time they focused on the money, how am I going to get money, what am I going to charge, and got to get the money in, it's like it just completely, everything just collapses and falls apart. And that has been a thrust over the years. And okay, developing my skills and that, but actually in terms of building a business, the focus has been about the money, about what am I going to charge, I need to get this money in, and da-da-da-da. So yeah, money has been a da-da-da-da-da. And I really get it has stopped the progress. And certainly since I started focusing on building community, which happened about a couple of years ago, I feel like my focus has shifted. I've allowed myself to let go of and sort of, okay, the money aspect and trust. And I feel like there's a different conversation is being had. And I'm able to, instead of thinking, well, who is going to be my customer? Who are they? Where are they? Do I know them? Which was always in my head. And are there going to be people that want to write? Because I couldn't see them anywhere. All of a sudden, I'm finding myself in communities and seeing writers, seeing potential, creating that community myself. And slowly, it's like they're coming. And it's like, okay, trust the money just follows. So I really, appreciate this conversation, because I totally get what you're saying.
I love that we're talking about community today, because I am taking my grade 5s and our grade 1 buddies to the lake in the community of the school that I work at to build communities. And so in grade 5 and in grade 1, we both study communities. Only in grade 1, they study like their community and our community as like Chaparral, then Calgary, then like the bigger surrounding area. But then in grade 5, we study communities across Canada. And so we've been kind of combining what we've learned about communities and really been talking about what we need in a community and the difference between rural and suburban and I forget the other one right now. urban centers. Good teacher. And but I really think that what Robin's saying about building community is so important, because even just being able to build a community within our school, and when we weren't allowed to work with other classes and work with other kids, the sense of community in the school just went completely down. And now that we're allowed to go back and we're allowed to work with other grades and we're allowed to work with other classes, there's just this sense of community in the school that had been missing for the last 2 years. And it was like, it's almost like now there's like this breath of fresh air that was like, yes, we can be a community again, and we can be a school community, and we can go out into the community, and we can just empower each other through this sense of community. And when we work with other people and we share our experiences and we share our specialties, then we just build so much more capacity for our community. And I feel like that's something that's really been missing. And I know that I built a global community in the last 2 years, but it's like, it's not the same as having that in-person work, especially with children. These children need that sense of community. It like that saying, it takes a village to raise a child. It truly does. And when you take that village away and you isolate them to only screens, then we really are losing out on so many learning opportunities, because you don't understand the learning opportunities that kids have when they can work one-on-one. Like when my students get to work with their grade 1 buddies, I don't even know all the learning that's happening, but like we get to learn on so many different levels that we just don't get when we don't have that opportunity to work as a community in one classroom together. So yeah, I have other ideas, but I'll share them after you guys. Somebody else share.
Can I just jump in there, because I totally, something just popped in my head around in a school environment, having that community, and where you haven't been able to have that togetherness and working together. It reminded me of the time when I used to teach in the secondary school. When I first joined this particular school, they had what they called houses, and they had a head of house, and who was a teacher on senior management team. But the houses comprised of members from each year group, right the way up through to sixth form. So you had a mix, and you really felt part of a community. They changed it to year groups only. So you had a head of a year group. The whole dynamics of the school changed. And I really felt that they lost something there in terms of a community. It was as if the school got split rather than coming together in various ways. The different year groups were split apart. So, I love what you were saying there, Amanda, about, yes, in a school environment, having that community is important. And right from that age, the younger age, working together, that collaboration and being part of a community is really important. So yeah, thank you for that.
Okay. Anuj says, okay, selling. Okay, she's asking a question actually. She's saying, I'm running WordPress website and Android mobile phone app development business, but I'm not getting regular clients. What should I do? Anyone wants to take these, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think again, it comes back to community, and obviously building, like in this case, it's the community online. So number one, having kind of building a robust community online means having a group of kind of brand representatives. So just like building up that brand advocacy, making sure that your products and the things that you're, or at least the things that you're kind of selling, whether it's a I don't know exactly what you're doing on your WordPress website, but maybe it's, a product in particular, or maybe it's something like an idea that you're trying to sell. True communities are built through loyal customers, and having that, if they enjoy it and they like it, they're going to become repeats. Right. And so I think kind of the keys to at least building a community, like building a community anywhere, but definitely online as well, is number one, identifying your purpose. So what it is that you're really trying to get out there, right? Connecting and associating yourself with like-minded people and like-minded brands, right? Also, anyone that's coming to your site is going to be looking for something that they can relate to. So really finding, your purpose in that. And then being intentional. So maybe having a group of people, that kind of come to your site. It doesn't necessarily create a community. You have to consistently kind of seek those people out and be intentional with what you're looking for, right? Going back into your purpose, going back into kind of your driving factor for doing it, right? And then I would also say kind of having some, almost like a reward as well. Like people often want to join teams because or join, a business community because they're getting something out of it. They're getting that kind of return. It doesn't necessarily need to be monetary. It could just be, that sense of belonging to something that is kind of bigger than themselves. This can actually be really, really powerful. And like I said, it doesn't need to be money related. It can just be intrinsic, right? And and I think on top of that, if you're really showing your community that you are in a position of leadership, you're here to empower them and make them feel good about themselves, I think you're really just going to be on your way to bringing more regular people space, right? Stop thinking about the monetary side. Stop thinking about where the sales are coming from. Just seek out those people that are going to be like-minded that you can then share with. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I absolutely. And actually, it's actually identifying who is your target audience. Who is it that you actually are working for? Who's going to want your services? Who are these people? Where are they hanging out? And what is their language? What's their problem, their main problem, and being able to use their language, because this is part of being in a community. There's an understanding that you use the same language, and they feel like they belong somewhere, or that they feel like you understand them. So really get clear on who is it that your target audience are, who your potential customers could be, and what's their problem. What are they saying? What are they looking for? And whereabouts are they? And using their language. And maybe if you've got any examples of the work that you've done, or the problems that you've experienced through setting up websites, and how you've overcome it, so that you're actually showing that you have been through what they're going through. You've had those struggles, and now you know how to get through them and how you can support them. And creating that community somewhere that they can then talk to each other. So having a group somewhere related to this would be useful, I think.
I have two things. One is, how can you leave all of your clients with the impression of increase? So how can you get whoever you meet in your industry, how can you leave them with that impression of increase? And
Amanda,
then
why are you hiding? You're not on the camera. Where are you?
I'm
I
on
can see her.
I see her.
Yeah, I can see her.
Weird. I can see all of you.
Okay, at the front, I can only see the side of her head.
Weird.
Oh,
I see her, no problem.
yeah, me too.
Okay.
And then my second thing, oh my goodness, I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, is word of mouth, because so much of anything that I ever do is through people suggesting it to me, because I don't have a lot of time to like look up things on the internet or whatever it is that I'm doing. So even when I was looking for hiring like a marketer, I reached out on a couple of different things, and I said, I'm looking for a marketer for this. Who knows somebody that's like in my price range and everything, and I just went with suggestions, and then all of the people that were suggested by this group of women entrepreneurs I reached out to, and then I found the one that worked best for me. And they actually are in Pakistan, and I've never met them before, but they're like the most wonderful marketer person. Like, he messages me back like instantaneously almost, and like he's so great about thinking outside the box and thinking of different ways, because I feel like the same way sometimes, that I just like, how do I get myself more out there? And I think you just really have to, which I'm taking this one course through the Bob Proctor Institute on thinking into results, but they keep talking about leaving everyone with the impression of increase, but also bringing in and visualizing that you have this perfect community of people that are just spreading the wonderful things that your company is doing. And when you get people spreading what you're doing, you don't even have to market anywhere, right? Like, you just, but at the same time, Steve Jobs said that if he was to do it all over again, he would have spent a lot more time and money focusing on marketing. And so that's coming from Steve Jobs, who, like we all know, started Apple. But yeah, so I think that just spreading the word and leaving people with a sense of increase, but also recognizing that word of mouth is like, still, even in today's fast-paced technological world, it is one of the best ways to get more clients, is that word of mouth.
Mm.
It's true. It's true. I was going to just jump in there really quickly. Glow Yoga Kids, that's literally how we get every single scrap of business. Obviously, we've built ourselves up online as well, which is always a great thing. But at the end of the day, it's word of mouth. And it's really making sure that, one, our services are top tier, so that when people come to our classes, when they come and experience it, they are sharing with, their entire network, which just continues to build and grow, right? And that's like Amanda said, like the fastest way to build community, truly.
Yeah, and something I was thinking there is, where is your focus in terms of, who you want to work with? Are you sort of looking out there at many people, or have you got a few already that you could really focus on? Because I know for me, that was a big shift when I realized that actually it's not about having loads of people, 1,000 in my community. If you just have 50 or 100, focus on them. So if you've just got a few customers, it's about focusing on them. And as Amanda said, leave them the impression of increase, improve what they're doing, and really focus on them individually. That's where the word of mouth starts. It creates a sense of, they feel they're important, they feel they're belonging to something that is important, but they feel they matter. And if they feel they matter, then if that's part of your brand, that people do matter, that it is important to you and what they experience, and that they get success. So again, it's coming back to, what are your brand values, and really identify what are your brand values and working with those. But focus on just a few people and really give great customer service to them, and get to know where they're wanting to go, work with them so that they can be your ambassadors, your advocates, and speak out and move from there. So again, be aware of where you're thinking, because I was thinking out there, oh, there's all these people, you know, how can I work with them all? I'm now focusing on a few, and actually finding things are growing. So shift your focus, or be aware of where your focus is and shift it. Okay.
I really think too, if you can build a community that in your industry already, like I know Robin is in the industry of yoga, and I know that I'm in the community of yoga as somebody who goes to yoga on a regular basis, but that community of yoga is so tight knit and so helpful and so inspiring to others. And I really know that in Calgary, like the yoga community is very close knit. Like I can go to any studio and I'm like, oh, I know one of those teachers, or I know that, right? I call myself like the yoga slut because I go to 3 different studios. But it's because I just go to the teachers that I like. And so I just like buy my 10 passes and I go to but it's because I used to go to one studio where it had a whole bunch of teachers that I really, really loved, but then things kind of dispersed. And now I go where my teachers are. But it is because they built that community, right? I wasn't going to the studio because of the studio. I was going to the studio because of the teacher, because I loved the teachers. And so like being able to keep those really powerful people that work for you, that bring in community, you want to keep those people and keep them happy, because otherwise you'll have people like me who just are like, well, I'm not going to pay for a full-time membership for that place anymore. I'm going to go where the teachers are that I like. And I'm still supporting multiple studios, but at the same time, I'm following those people who have made me feel that impression of increase, right, by going to their classes.
Yeah, definitely.
And actually, something else you can do is
let me comment on that as well.
Go for it. Yeah.
I know you are in my group as well. You're in my group as well. So I think the best plan is if you look at the other people that have built website, because website business is really, it's a very, very tough industry. And if you're really, really good at what you do, people will use you. So what you need to do is you need to, if you are a good website designer, find one customer. When you find one customer, where are you best? Are you best in UK, or which country are you best? So where you are best, find one customer, and or maybe find one customer on LinkedIn. Mostly approach companies on LinkedIn. Facebook is not good for business. You have to be really, really good at marketing on Facebook for business. I've tried it. I've tried every trick on Facebook. It's really, Facebook is good for recommendation. When someone is recommending you, it's really, really good. But you have to go on LinkedIn where you can approach companies direct. Once you find that one person that wants to use your service, ask them to recommend you to somebody else if you don't have money for marketing, and also ask it to partner with other companies as well. There are some companies that will partner with you, and or sometimes they offer someone to build a website for free, a really, really good website. Because when I was building a website, I had to really, really struggle. Not everyone that says they're a website designer, they're good. So if you are really, really good, a good website designer, find somebody, ask them if you can build a website for free. And once you build that website for free, ask them to actually refer you to other. Don't just ask anyone. Ask somebody who is well established. Even if they already have a website, just approach them and say, I can improve on your website, but for free. In return, ask them to give you, maybe send people to you, because I have people that I work with. I just look at their website, or some people have helped me in the past. I refer them to other people. But actually, the website itself is tough to actually accept to someone. I don't know if anyone who has gone through, I went through so much building my own company with the website. I started with the one person and telling them, this is what I want, this is what I need to do, but they were building something completely different. And then I went to the second person, this is what I want, this, completely building something different. And then I went online, I found exactly the website that I wanted, exactly was built similar to what I wanted. And then I had to hire somebody, Des, it is my business coach, and then he's a web designer, designed exactly what I wanted. But I had gone through it. Some people, they read, when they read website builders, they claim that they are website designers. So if you're really good, I would suggest to basically try to find someone and approach them. Or you can come and build Ngozi Talk Shows. We want a website from Ngozi Talk Shows. And once you build the website and Ngozi Talk Shows, we can promote you all the time. We can promote you every single day. When people are going to see the website, it's up to you. When people are going to see the website or on YouTube, they can see that this is the website if you're really good. So you have a choice. If you want that, you're gonna have to contact Amanda. There's Amanda here, Carol Ann. They are basically managers at Ngozi Talk Show, or you can contact me direct at Ngozi Talk Shows. Whoever you contact is fine, just to talk about it. That's how you need to do business, basically. I did business like I help other people, and building a community. Ngozi Talk Show is a community, and when you're done with Ngozi Talk Shows, then you can't, once you build one website, you can't build a second one for free. It has to bring you money. So that's what I would suggest, that find someone, mostly is the sports your local sports, find somebody and partner with them, or go to football team. Like if there's somebody, normally like where you are, football teams, have a chat to them. It's the sports people that will spread the word very quickly. Because for me, basically, I struggled until I realized, actually, I was like, the world of football is very quick. So the businesses that are within the football teams, you can, the big ones, the football ones, are very expensive. So try those ones, the Premier Leagues that are on the low, leagues that are on the low, they have business events as well, and attend them. And you can print your cards and print everything, they'll put it up for you. So that's how basically I walked in. I had a problem. I was looking for a web designer. I spoke to somebody. I came out with a phone number for a business coach and a phone number for the website. Though it cost me too much money, but it was worth it.
Yeah. I think, Namsa, just to kind of add to your idea there, I think when you are reaching out and you're finding people to kind of assist or, you know, build your brand or whatever that looks like, it really is building community, right? And it really is. Every time that you reach out, every time that you, you know, find someone in the community to share with, to, you know, work with in any way, anytime you're collaborating, you're expanding and you're growing your community. And once you build that kind of trust and that communication with another person, even if it's just one, like Caroline was saying, even if it's just one or two people, you are building that, you're really honing in, you know, what it is that you want to, the people you want to align yourself with, and then it just kind of spreads from there. right? So really starting, I guess, where your audience is and working with them so that they're going to be kind of an ambassador for you, like Carol Ann had mentioned as well. And I even find, just kind of as an extra point here, starting something like an ambassador program within your business can be really, really helpful. Once you have, for example, given someone maybe a free website to kind of get your name out there, asking that person if they'd like to be an ambassador of your business, and suggest that, or maybe in exchange for the free website design, that they are an ambassador for your business, so that moving forward, not only do they get this really awesome website that they can now share, it's a great tool to talk about and to expand with, but number two, they're now an ambassador for your program and can spread it even further. I find ambassadors, even for something as small as like a small discount, or maybe something that builds value in their life, they're willing to literally spread your message across all of their platforms. So that can be a really powerful tool to use as well, if that's
and
the way.
Amanda, she's a blog writer. So bloggers, they're good at promoting the products. Because I've noticed when I read Amanda's blogs, there's always the information at the bottom, like directing me to go to her website. So if you work with bloggers as well, if you are a blogger, but if you are not good at blogging, she's good at blogging. You can work with her as your ambassador as well. And she'll put your website there to get in touch if you need a web designer. So yeah, there's lots of options.
Yeah, I really think so much of it is building that like relationship with the people that you've already worked with, because when you have that relationship with the people that you've already worked with, and then if somebody else needs a website built, they're going to say like, "Oh, I used this person and they were fantastic." Because even my one friend was visiting me the other day, and she was saying she needed some things updated on her website, and the person that she hired is not doing what she wanted them to do, and she's so frustrated, and she's like, I don't want to pay more money to do this. And I was like, well, I know a little bit about editing websites. Like I built my whole website by myself. But so when I come out and I come and visit her on vacation in July, when we go to her beautiful place in Invermere, I said, I'll spend some time and I'll look and see if I can help you with it. But I know that there's people, like if I had someone to be like, oh, I know this person and they're fantastic, I would have just said, go and use this person, right? And so, but I don't know anyone because I just built my website myself. So yeah, that's something that I think is really important, is just like making sure the clients that you've already had are really happy, and that you've done the best job for them, so that they then recommend you to other people. Because and I've had another person, like, just I was showing something about my website and they were like, I need a website built. And I was like, I'll trade you. You come in there, because they do like flooring and tiling and stuff. I said, when I have the money, you come in and do the flooring in my house and I'll pay for the materials and I'll build you a website. And so there's those things too that you can like barter with, right? And you never know who in a conversation what's going to come up. And so just this having people that will advocate for you, I think, is something that will really get your business moving.
I was going to say, Amanda and I are actually a perfect example of this, because we connected online. I think it was a Facebook group. I had put a call out on an author group. I was looking for people to interview for our blog, for Shine On, and I reached out and I chatted to Amanda. And then over the last couple of years since that conversation, you know, I feel like we're constantly like, okay, like, here's something you might be interested in. Here's an extra thing. I mean, that's why I'm on the talk show today, is because we made that connection, we built that community, and now we're wanting to see each other succeed, and just putting in that extra energy and effort.
Well, and even me being on this talk show too, is that I met Nomza the same way. It was on something online that she was looking for people who are speaking on a talk show. And Nomza, Robin only lives 3 hours away, and I've never met her in real life either. I was like, thinking, I'm like, maybe I should come up to Edmonton and like come to your studio and read my books, my yoga books to your class. I'll come with my cousin and stay with my cousin, and then come to your yoga studio one day and just do something fun on a fun like day or something. I don't know. But yeah, when I come to Edmonton, I never come to Edmonton. She always comes down here. So
Yeah, we'll connect in person one day.
it's building that community, right? And so now even like Robin reaching out on that one thing on a Facebook group, and then me responding, yeah, I'd love to be part of your yoga community group that writes for children. Like I think you were looking for children's book authors or something.
Yeah.
And and then I'm now writing a book on how yoga empowered my life for adults. And so I reached out to Robin and was like, hey, would you like to write a chapter for this book? And she was like, yeah, of course. And so now she's contributed to that book. So it just comes back like, and I don't even know how long ago that was. Like, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, Robin.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So, and then when NOMSA was looking for more people to be on the talk show, I just reached out to people that I knew were doing the same kind of work. And I reached out to people in Australia, and I reached out to people that I knew in Canada, and I reached out to some people in the States that I knew that were doing this kind of work, because it doesn't have to just be somebody that you know in person, right? It can be somebody across the world, especially with the technology that we have, right? So community can look very different in different areas, but I think really just building that foundation of people that will advocate for you is so important.
Yeah, because actually, I love something I read this morning, which is a great sort of meaning about what community provides. And it says community development provides the foundation a city builds off of to improve the lives of its citizens. Now you can substitute words in there in terms of community development provides the foundation of a business builds off of to improve the lives of its members. You know, so it's about improving the life of somebody, and it helps to feed that and build and grow. That it is the foundation. The community is the foundation, and that you can sort of build from. So what community can you build with in your business? Who can you network with? Because it is about finding people that have got that same passion, that's those same ideals, values, and coming together. And it can be just through one thing, you know. And I love the way Robin and Amanda, you've come together, and what's developed from that. And I know there's somebody that I work with. I've known her for several years now, and we got together through another company where we were actually assisting this particular company. We got to know each other. It's got to be about a good 8-10 years ago now. I lose track of time. But over time, we've got to know each other, and we meet up regularly. We're actually accountability buddies. But her specialty is reading, and I've moved into writing. And so there's a lot of synergy there. And it's amazing actually how alike our lives have been when we've been talking as well. But we're sharing communities. She'll share a community with me, and we sort of join that together. Or there was a community I knew that she became a member of. And you start networking out and meeting other people, and they can then share what you do. And just today, this friend of mine, she's actually messaged me to say she knows somebody she's shared about my membership group that I've just set up, and she's wanting to know, can anyone join? And because this person knows somebody that might be interested, that wants that time and space to be able to write. And so I'm going, yeah, brilliant, share it, you know. And it's because we've worked together. She's joined my membership program. She's helped me. We collaborated together and sort of trialed it together for a couple of weeks. And now I've actually launched it. And I have, there's 5 people now in that group. And I'm realizing that actually, yes, all my doubts that I had, that is this really a good idea? Is this really something people will want? What they're finding they're getting from that membership group and that time and space to write is actually quite phenomenal. They're finding that they're giving themselves that time to write is increasing their productivity with their writing. They're becoming much more connected with it. They're finding another level of interest and openness with it. Things are now flowing more. But also, it's meant that they can now focus on their business or other parts of their life because they haven't got this niggle in the back of their mind. Well, you're not writing, you should be writing. Because they've given themselves allocated time in the week. I do it twice a week. And for myself, I found that actually giving myself that time has meant I've got some things done that I wouldn't get done. So it does allow you to come together with people, get your own business moving, share ideas, and you can bounce off ideas with somebody, because it is within a community. It is about getting that feedback from other people, and that's what helps it to grow. Because then you know that you can provide what it is that they want. Because me now running it and actually talking with people that are experiencing it, I'm getting feedback, and I can now start tweaking it, because there's things that, oh, I need to do that, because that's what will improve it and actually improve the running of it and make it easier for my members to know what's going on and be a part of it. So again, there's all these aspects that help your business to grow successfully from this, just having a community. But it's beautiful to come together with somebody who got that like-mindedness, got the shared passion, shared ideas, and you can grow from there. I see you're nodding, Nonsa. What you want to add in there?
I have something to add, because I was thinking as we were talking about, like Robin originally said at the beginning, how some people view like other people in the same industry as competition. And really what you need to be building when you're building a community is collaboration. And so I have a friend who I know I've talked about a few times, but she has an international jewelry design business, and she started very small, like just going to markets around Calgary, and she had a vision and of what she wanted to do and what she wanted to achieve, and she kept working at it. And so she also, though, she always, like, I'll make jewelry sometimes too, because she inspired me, and she's be like, you should sell it. And I'm like, no, I only make it just for friends, like for gifts or like whatever, because you inspired me. I said, like, jewelry is your thing. I love it. I love when I have time to sit down and fiddle and make my own jewelry, but like selling jewelry is not my passion. So like, I love that that's your passion, and I always buy stuff that's yours. Like, I'm always wearing something that's hers. But she wasn't like mad at me for making my own jewelry either. She was like, you should do this too. Like, it would be so lovely. And I'm like, no, I am a teacher and I'm an author and I am all of these other things, and I make jewelry for fun. Just because I want to, just when I randomly have time. I don't want to make it 24/7, like as my job. But then we were driving back. We went on a road trip with our kids, and we're driving back, and our kids were talking about starting a business, and they were so funny in the back. And my daughter wanted to do a jewelry making one, and her son wanted to like be a chef. So they had this vision of like making this lemonade stand that was jewelry and like food and like a little restaurant type of thing. And so Ella like went and she started making all this jewelry. And then I went and I told her, I said, every time I go to an event or I have something to go to, I'll buy the jewelry off of you, and then I'll give it out as gifts. and so, and also like when she sells it or whatever. And so I was at this birthday in November, and I gave the jewelry that Ella made as a gift, because it's beautiful. It's like, it looks the same as the stuff, not the same, not it, but like she does a really beautiful job. And another friend who knew my other friend who owns the jewelry business was like, isn't April upset that's Ella's making jewelry? And I was like, no, she's the one who encouraged her to do it. She's like, you go, girl. Like, she like made us, while we were driving back in the car, she literally like made on her phone a like logo for the kids' business and like all of this. And yet like 6 months later, I have another friend being like, well, wouldn't she be upset that your kid's making jewelry when that's her business? And I'm like, no, she's literally the one that like encouraged Ella in the 3-hour drive to get out there and do that. And so I just think when we come from that vision of like, there's so much abundance in the world, and there's niches for everyone, even if it's like you both are making jewelry. The jewelry that I make is very different than the jewelry that she makes, or the jewelry that Ella makes, because we all have our own unique style. And so something that I just absolutely love, somebody else might not absolutely love. And I know the stuff that my friend makes, I love so much of it, but there's some that I'm like, oh, I couldn't wear that. So it's a little bit like, wow for me, but there are people who can pull it off. I'm not one that can pull it off because I'm an elementary school teacher, but there is things that they can pull off, and I just can't, because yeah. So I and then the stuff that Ella makes, like, I just found it so interesting that the other friend was like, isn't she going to be mad at your child for making jewelry? And I was like, no, she empowered her and made her just feel so much like, yes, I can do this too. So whenever Ella's like, I want to start a business, I'm like, you need to go talk to April, and you need to start getting her to mentor you, right? Because when you get mentored by people who are already in that business and that have their expertise to share with you, that's when you just build this community that just empowers each other. And it's really the place that we need to come from to build a really strong, beautiful community, is that space of collaboration.
Totally. And any marketing that someone else is doing in that business is just building your business. Even if they're not marketing for you in particular, like with yoga, for example, anyone else that teaches kids yoga in Edmonton area and everywhere, anytime that they see kids yoga, people aren't always connecting the brand to it. They're just seeing kids yoga, and then they're going and they're searching and they're finding, maybe you or somebody else. I find that it's only more amazing that there's so many other kids yoga teachers and kids yoga businesses, for example, in Edmonton, because I'm like, it's awesome. I get free marketing. They're just putting out all of this word and spreading how amazing kids yoga is. And and then it's coming back to me as well. So and anything that I'm doing to spread kids yoga is also coming back to them. So it's just this constant cycle of like, let's not compete, let's just all spread the word of mindfulness and how beneficial it is, and it's going to build everybody up, right? I see there's a question.
Yes, yeah, that's quite a long comment there. She's saying, first of all, really like to thank you very much, all of you, which is lovely. I can't read the rest of it, but
Can you
building on
me how I can sell products with spending less amounts of money in marketing? Also, can I make any kind of partner for this website? If someone asks for being a partner for this business, it will be good or not.
Okay. So it'd be interesting to see what can come out of this. And it is actually just sharing. It is this sharing, and you've been able to type on here and say what it is you want. Someone else will read it, and you just never know who might read what you've written and say, yes, I'd like to partner with you. So thank you for your comments and your questions, because actually it's really helped us to sort of shape the conversation, and actually having that that single focus around websites has been brilliant, because it's brought in community and that concept around, to do with websites, but actually it can apply to anybody else's business as well. But being that sort of having that focus really prompted the conversation. So thank you for your questions, and keep coming with your comments. If there's anything that's not answered, we can always come back in the chat. Somebody wanted to say something. Sorry.
Oh, I just the reciprocity builds well. I just love that. It's so true. And it's something that sometimes I think we're like taught that life is a competition, but it's really not. It really is about collaboration.
Yeah.
Building community. And even like, I love watching sports when someone on, if they're not the winner, but they're like cheering the other people on and they're so happy for them. Like, I know sometimes in the Olympics where there's like two people from the same country and one of them wins gold and the other one wins bronze, like the person who's won bronze is just like so happy for their friend. Those are the people that I'm just like, those are my people. People that are cheering people on no matter what. And they're like, I don't care that I didn't win first. I'm just like happy to be in the competition and happy that for the success that you've had. And when you cheer those people on, you're raising your vibration to this vibration of joy and not anger and resentment and jealousy. And when we can raise our vibration to joy and appreciation and gratitude, we're just going to build such a better world, and you just feel so much better. Like, I know when I play soccer, I still play soccer even though I'm old. I'm 40. And I still play soccer and I love playing, but I would way rather play a team that is like happy and like picks you back up, and like if they knock you over or whatever, and it is really just there for the joy of playing, not a team that's there to compete. I'm like, this is co-ed, like old people soccer. There's no need to like be rough and competing in it, but there still are people that view it as like, this is I guess it's football in the UK. They view it as this like intense competition, and I'm like, well, I'm just here to like have fun and to
You
just
can't have fun on the pitch, Amanda.
Pardon?
You can't have fun on the pitch, even if it's a friendly game. You can't have fun on the pitch. Anyone that is your opponent, whether it's a friendly or is for fun, you can't have fun. Somebody has to win for fun. So that means your opposite team, when you're on that pitch, we are friends when we're outside. But when we get on the pitch, we're not friends anymore. That's how football works.
I disagree with you. I will compete, but I also will, like, if I knock someone over, I'll be like, "Are you okay?" and pick them back up. I won't just walk away angry.
Oh yeah. You can say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" But I mean, basically, the attitude of playing. Any football player, when you get on the pitch, you want to, even if it's friendly game, you basically your mindset has to change. We can give hugs, pick you up, but when you're on the pitch, you've got to have a strong mind.
But no, there's been times where I've played and I've been knocked over by guys because they play co-ed, and then they just walk away angrily because
Really? Oh, that's nasty. That part is
I
nasty.
would rather play against people who are there to like play and be in the competition, but also like not so competitive that if they knock over a girl, they're not going to make sure that they pick them up and check if they're okay. So
do you play with guys? Do you play with men?
Yeah.
Men are rough in general, so I won't play with my spouse. Even tickling me is like I'm fighting. So no, I would play with men.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm on a beach volleyball team, and we actually just had our playoffs, like our championships yesterday. And we, like, the biggest thing with the group that I'm with, so it's like a overarching community and they have like all of these teams within it. It's always a fun first attitude. So it's like, okay, winning is fine, but like fun always needs to come first. And so yesterday in our playoff game, it was quite the nail biter, I will add. Like we were like, you know, constantly rallying. I think at the end we lost by like 1 point. But the thing of it was, and we were like, oh, like that's a bummer, we lost. But we're all like, that was a super wicked game. Like we played so well. We all had so much fun. We were rallying, which was awesome. And at the end of the day, that's what was important, right? It was like, yeah, exactly, that friendly competitiveness, right? You're like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to win, and like we are playing hard. Like we're not, you know, just being like la 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 la. But the biggest thing, the most important thing to us in that game was, are we having a good time? Are we having fun? Are we laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that is important. You can have fun. And yes, it can be. It's competitive. It's that I'm going to want to win. There's that desire to win. But there is also that concern and attention to other people and that care for others that can come in, you know, that is important, and not just run roughshod over people, you know. Yes, you can have fun. And if you know you've done the best you can in that moment, doesn't mean you can't improve. It's just in that moment. And then it's just reviewing it later. You know, you do the best you can, and you either win or you lose in that particular game. But if you've really put your all in and you've enjoyed it and you've come together and you think, wow, yes, that was great. You know, there is fun in that. And there's a level of excitement. But there is, again, is you've got that community spirit. You're working together for a common goal. And that's really what a community is about, isn't it? It's having that common purpose. So within your own business, if you know what your purpose is and you share that, what's your mission, then people can join in with that. And it becomes a shared mission, a shared purpose. And you can work together, you can collaborate. And I totally agree with you, Amanda. Collaboration is far more beneficial than competition. It is about working together. And I love what you were saying about that friend helping your daughter get her jewelry together and creating the business, because it is about that. And as you say, you have a different audience. And I know when I first started out and I kept seeing people, oh, they do writing. Oh, they do writing. And because I couldn't see a huge market out there for people that wanted to write, I kept thinking, oh, I haven't got a place here. You know, there's no room for me. But the more I've moved into it and realized it's a huge market, and that actually everybody has got their own unique aspect of helping somebody to write. You know, it might be different aspects. And I started to realize, what's my own uniqueness here? So this is where knowing what's unique to you, what's your unique selling point, isn't it? It comes down to your USP. And as you were saying, Amanda, your daughter will have a completely different target audience because her jewelry will be different to your friend's jewelry. You'll have a different energy to it, a different vibrancy that will speak to somebody else. And therefore, it means that those people can then enjoy having jewelry that they love having. You know, if you start sort of sit back and, well, oh, I can't make jewelry because that person's doing it, you're actually denying a whole big audience and community out there the value of having and experiencing your jewelry or your work or whatever your business is. And that's something that I realized that I've been denying a whole community out there of people that actually need my work and the way I work, because what I do and how I support them is completely different to others. But it's taken me time to realize that and to actually come down to, well, what is my uniqueness? What is unique about what I do? So really get clear on what's unique to the work that you do and your business, because again, that will help you.
Oh
Oh,
no.
that's Carol Ann.
We lost her.
Yeah, just go and join. I don't know if you're on LinkedIn. Go on LinkedIn, contact businesses. And also when you contact someone, you don't have to sell direct to some people, because I'm on LinkedIn, but sometimes when people contact me, it puts me off when someone sends me a message and they sell to me direct without asking how I am. And but when you have a conversation with someone and see if there's anything you can do for them, and then you can tell them about your business, what they can do for your business, it does help. Just go on LinkedIn and contact businesses direct. Uh, and once you, there's loads of website designer out there, so just do that. Even on Facebook, if you have patience, um, just do the same. She's right. There are 7 on the
7 billion.
planet. Yes, a contribute will forever be in demand. Yeah. So yeah, your uniqueness, and also your attitude as well. If you are all about empowering people and care about people, people want to use your service. There are some people that approach me. Sometimes I don't really want to use their service. I just use their service because they're nice and they're good. I like good people. I don't like stress. Stress is something that I don't like. When I'm doing a business, I like to do with people that basically are straightforward. I don't like complication. I don't like arguments. For me, business is direct. If you come to me, you want things done, I will do it for you. I will do the business for you. I'll give you my time. So I just like to work with the same similar people that have this attitude where they just want to do the work. I love that. So if you have that attitude and you are unique, and you can approach people or join, I will say join their groups, the groups for selling. There are so many groups that people specifically they are for selling. Join the groups specific on Facebook where basically they like business minded people, like people wanting to connect with other people. So join those kind of group to connect with people, get to know them. You spread the word about their business, and then they do the same for you as well. So join those group as well. It does help. And what else? Anyone that has, and Amanda, she does blogging. I did mention it before. You can get in touch with people, the bloggers, or if you are a blogger, it's very easy. You can blog, put your website at the bottom, and that is the fastest thing to actually do the marketing. Or email marketing. Email marketing is it is really good, because like sometimes I find myself, like if I'm on LinkedIn, I give people my email and they send me their what they do for work, like their businesses. Whenever I'm struggling, I would just go, is Carol Ann back?
No.
Okay. I would just go and find my emails and emailing list, and then see, is there a web designer there? Is there this there? And then it does the help. What is she saying, Amanda? She sent a message on WhatsApp. So do all those things. What else can you do? Email marketing, and maybe Google Map in your area, and make sure your business is everywhere, basically, and give a good service to people. It does help when you give a good service. And if you are a web designer as well, your profile picture as well has to be good.
Yeah, it
Your
actually looks like, sorry, he mentioned that he owns a drop shipping website, which is more so less about the design and more about selling wholesale products. So I feel like when you're selling something that isn't really your own, you have to work a little bit harder to kind of build that community, because it isn't kind of your main purpose. You're just kind of selling those wholesale products outside of your company. So you do have to work a little bit harder in order to build that community around something. you
Yeah.
have to be passionate about the products you're selling as well.
Yeah. What kind of product do you sell?
I don't know if they're still on. I have to go though because I have to get ready for work. So I'm just going to leave
Do you
with
want to leave words of encouragement, Amanda?
Yeah. So I really think that if you want to build your business, you have to build a community. You have to be really clear about what your purpose is, and you have to have a clear plan. And then your plan involves like setting goals each and every single day of what you're going to do the next day so that you can check them off and be like, okay, I got that done. Okay, now what's the next thing? So that you have a clear plan of what you're going to do to build your business. And so, and are you working at that clear plan each and every single day to build a little bit more on it? And it might just be like sending out one email or like 5 emails or something a day that you are just doing that little bit, and each little bit will eventually get you to where you want to go. But you have to do something every single day and have a clear plan or a clear vision of where you want to be in the future, so that you know, okay, I've achieved what I want. Okay, now on to the next goal, right? And so I think that we really need to have a clear plan. You need to do a little every day, and that you just need to leave people with that impression of increase so that you have the word of mouth just coming right back to you. And I think when you have that word of mouth piece, that it just spreads naturally and you won't have to spend so much on marketing. But I have to go because I have to get to work. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, Amanda. Any words of encouragement, Robin? We're going as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would just say, again, kind of mirroring what Amanda said, I think just really putting in that extra energy and effort into those little everyday tasks to really build community, starting where your audience is and working your way up, really building that relationship with them is super, super important. And then, like I said, just based on kind of what your business is, making sure that you can find the passion in that, so that when you're sharing it, you're kind of lighting up and inspiring other people to want to be a part of that with you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Robin. It does help, basically what Amanda said, what Robin just said as well. Have a good strategy to build your business, and a good tribe as well. Just connect with people who basically genuinely want to help you, who are basically who thinks like you. You can't just connect with somebody with people just because they have a business. So you have to look at their values, their beliefs as well. What do they believe to be true? And their characters as well. So just work with those who wants to empower people, who wants to help people genuinely. And planning, like Amanda said, to create a plan. So we are here at Ngozi Talk Shows Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. UK time. And if you want to get in touch with Amanda, Robin, or Carol Ann, please do. And the YouTube family subscribers, please subscribe to our channel. Live with grace, and God bless you.